The Saudi Golf League has been one of the most controversial golfing events in recent years, but despite all the controversies, it seems like it's ready to go. The Saudi government is paying some of the world's top golfers insane amounts of money just to step foot in the country, and it's all in an effort to revive the country's image. In recent news, Australian golfer Cameron Smyth has joined Greg Norman's Saudi tour, but even bigger names have outright rejected it. Let's dive in. First up, did Cameron Smyth and Greg Morgan join the Saudi tour? In 2022, Saudi Arabia's LIV Golf Tournament announced that Greg Norman would be the official CEO of the series. Considering the fact that Norman is one of the most prolific golf investors in Australia, many people believe that this gave LIV a lot of leverage over Australian players in general. Morgan already had relations with some of the top golfers in Australia, and he's gotten several players to sign up for this controversial league. In June of 2022, it was announced that Hudson Swafford, Kevin Na, Brandon Grace, and reigning U.S. amateur champion James Piot would join the LIV League. In more recent news, up-and-coming Australian golfer Cameron Smyth also officially joined the tournament. No one knows the exact details of this, but it's believed that each player is being paid tens of millions of dollars to play in the oil-rich nation. However, these golfers might be penalized for their choice. But why? Why is the Saudi tournament so controversial? Saudi Arabia has been undergoing some major image reforms ever since its current ruler, Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, came into power. In order to cover up his country's reputation, MBS has been investing billions of dollars into bringing sports into his country, which is why we saw UFC and Formula One events take place there. However, he didn't have much luck when it came to golf. The Saudi International has been taking place since 2019. It was the first a part of the European Tour as a regular event, but later shifted to the Asian Tour as the flagship event. However, the Saudis, they weren't too happy with the PGA's handling of the occasion. In fact, they felt that it wasn't given enough prestige as some of the other events. That's why in 2022, the Saudis decided to ditch PGA altogether and just make their own rebel tour called the LIV Golf Tournament. The goal here is to create a competitor that would take over the PGA's sport as the leading golf authority in the world. They are reportedly spending billions of dollars to make this happen. They're willing to pay certain players astronomical sums of money just so that they can play there for them, but PGA is just not having it. How did the PGA respond? Very quickly, Saudi LIV Tour started to sign some pretty big names, and the PGA was concerned. The PGA eventually announced that any player that plays for the LIV Tour will be sanctioned in various different ways. Some players might be fined, while others would be outright banned. On top of that, PGA is taking many other steps to determine the LIV Tour and undermine it. They don't want their monopoly on golf to end or be replaced by another monopoly. Many news outlets also compared LIV to the short-lived European Super League, which was a football league created to break the UEFA monopoly on European football. That league failed, but it didn't have the kind of financial backing that LIV had. If you need an idea of what kind of money is behind a tournament, the CEO, Greg Morgan, is being paid over $150 million per year, but his salary might just pale in comparison to what the players are being paid. The success of this tournament is going to depend on how much the Saudi government is willing to pay these players in the long run. Will they keep bankrolling the LIV tournament, or will the money eventually just dry up? Well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Is Dustin Johnson on the Saudi tour? Dustin Johnson is the former #1 ranked golfer in the world, a title he held for over 64 weeks. He's considered one of the best players in the world, and he's got a history of playing in Saudi Arabia as well, winning the Saudi International in 2021. While he recently announced that he'd be leaving the PGA for the time being to play for the Saudi tour, you'd probably be wondering why a player as decorated as Johnson would end up leaving the PGA. But when you hear how much he's being paid, it's going to start to make sense. He's reportedly being paid over $150 million to commit to the tournament. In comparison, Johnson has made around $74 million in winnings since he started playing for the PGA in 2008. So he is earning twice his career earnings to simply commit to the Saudi tournament. He's officially resigned from the PGA as well, just to make sure that he wouldn't be sanctioned. This was obviously concerning news for the PGA. He wasn't the most popular golfer in the world by a long shot, but he was still an integral part of the organization and a valuable asset to be lost. Not only that, but Johnson's departure also paved the way for other golfers to leave PGA and join LIV. So, did other players follow suit? Let's take a look. Is Tiger Woods on the Saudi tour? When you think of golf, the first name you probably pop into your head is Tiger Woods. He's undoubtedly one of the greatest players in the history of the sport, and if he were to jump ship, that would cause an earthquake at the PGA headquarters. So, was Tiger Woods offered a spot in the tournament? Yes. Greg Norman confirmed that LIV was willing to pay an astronomical amount to get Tiger Woods to play in the LIV tournament. He contacted Tiger Woods in June of 2022, offering him that sum, after which Tiger Woods declined. Norman didn't reveal the exact amount offered to Tiger Woods, but media outlets are claiming it was over $1 billion. It's clear that Woods cares way more about maintaining his legacy than earning another $1 billion, considering his net worth is around $1.7 billion. But still, it takes a lot of guts to outright reject a sum that high. Woods was not the only one in this whole ordeal to turn down the massive contract for LIV, though. Who else refused the Saudi tour? Whether it was due to pressure, integrity, or some other reason, a lot of major players, aside from Tiger Woods, refused to appear at the Saudi-backed LIV tournament. Jack Nicklaus, a member of the PGA and European Tour, reportedly refused a $100 million deal to leave PGA and enter the Saudi LIV tournament. He claimed to have received a job offer that was similar to Greg Morgan's gig, but he decided to decline. Rory McIlroy, often considered one of the top golfers in the world right now, also declined to join the LIV tournament. In fact, he even went as far as to call it not a proper tournament. Scottie Scheffler, the top-ranked golfer in the world, didn't reveal whether he was approached by the LIV or not, but he subtly dissed anyone that did join the LIV, saying he didn't notice anyone was missing. It seems like despite all the money involved, the backlash is something that these golfers don't want to deal with. However, there is one player who joined the LIV tournament and sent shockwaves around the world. Who is the top player at the LIV tournament? Even though we've already mentioned some big names in the video so far, none of them even come close to the top player at the LIV tournament. In June of 2022, Phil Mickelson announced to the world that he'd be joining the Saudi tournament. That was shocking for people. He's won 46 PGA Tours, which ties him for the 8th most wins of all time, and he's recently won the PGA Championship in 2021. And with that in mind, a lot of people expected Phil Mickelson to stay loyal to the PGA, but the opposite ended up coming true. Mickelson reportedly earned $200 million to jump ship, which isn't as great of a deal as DJ when compared to career earnings, but Mickelson was also facing financial troubles, having lost $40 million to gambling. After the announcement, he also lost his sponsorship with KPMG, worth tens of millions every year. When is the LIV tournament going to take place? The 2022 LIV Golf Invitational Series is set to take place on June 11th, 2022. It's going to feature at least 40 players from all around the world, including big names like DJ and Mickelson. The first event is going to take place in London at the Centurion Club. Following that, there's going to be events in Portland, Bedminster, Boston, Chicago, Bangkok, Jeddah, and the finals are going to take place in Miami. They'll be broadcasted on YouTube and Facebook instead of traditional golf channels, since LIV is more focused on establishing itself as a brand rather than earning money. But still, only time will tell whether or not this expensive venture is going to be worth something. And that's a wrap for this video. Do you think the LIV Golf Tour were going to be successful? Let us know in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. I'll see you in the next one.